Political parties target the finance minister over the VAT debacle.
Ramaphosa, we've said continuously that he's a sellout and a puppet, just the same as his friend Zelensky of the West.
Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky's controversial visit to South Africa. The Vaal is flooding again as thunderstorms pound Gauteng. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
As political parties scramble to take credit for the finance minister caving to pressure to cancel a planned VAT hike, the two biggest parties outside of the Government of National Unity are calling for his head. The MK party says the U-turn is a humiliating retreat for a manufactured crisis. The EFF says Enoch Godongwana's budget was misguided, ill-conceived and reckless, and he poses a threat to the country's economic stability.
The EFF will consider the written out-of-court settlement proposed by the Minister of Finance. However, we maintain that without a full withdrawal and reset of the budget process, whatever follows remains illegal and unconstitutional.
The DA has claimed victory for the reversal of the VAT increase of 0.5%. Patriotic Alliance leader Kenny Kunene says the DA is not the messiah it claims to be.
So a party of extortionists has failed to serve South Africans on a very important matter of national interest. So South Africans, don't be misled.
National Treasury says the scrapping of the value-added tax increase will leave it with a 75 billion rand gap over the next 3 years. It plans to address its revenue shortfall through additional collections from SARS. As Volodymyr Zelensky landed in South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa announced that he will be meeting with US President Donald Trump. The president said the two had spoken on the phone about the peace process in Ukraine and various matters regarding US-South Africa relations. The Ukrainian president is in South Africa on a working visit to strengthen bilateral ties between the two countries. This is the first time a head of state from Ukraine has visited Pretoria since the formalization of diplomatic channels between the two nations 33 years ago.
Because of the links that we have had with Ukraine and himself, we thought it wise that he should come. This official working visit reflects our shared commitment to enhancing bilateral relations between our two countries for the benefit of our peoples. This, in many ways, is a historic visit because this is the first time the head of state of Ukraine is visiting South Africa in the 33 years since we established formal diplomatic relations between South Africa and Ukraine.
We are thankful for your support of Ukraine, for you sharing our understanding that this war has to be ended as soon as possible. This was our primary topic to discuss with President Ramaphosa when he had been on a visit to Ukraine. I remember him saying those very important words about the need to reach a ceasefire as soon as possible, an unconditional ceasefire. I agreed to it. I said that everything depends on Russia's intention and desire, because it is in Moscow where they have to make a decision on silence, making relevant orders to the Russian army.
A small group of Umkhonto weSizwe party members have been staging a picket outside the union buildings. They've been protesting the arrival of Zelensky. MK party national spokesperson says Zelensky is a puppet of Western imperialist countries.
Ramaphosa, we've said continuously that he's a sellout and a puppet, just the same as his friend Zelensky of the West, where he's being used to facilitate a war against Russia, who's a member of BRICS. Yet Ramaphosa wants to bring him here in our country, and then on top of that, they want to unleash our own police, like apartheid style, to stop us from picketing and raising our issues. We say, no, we can't.
The Vaal River is flooding again. Some homes in the Ritzspruit area are underwater. That's after the Vaal Dam opened more sluice gates. And as heavy rains continued to pound parts of the province, resulting in localized flooding, damage to properties and disrupted roadways.
We are standing along the Vaal River, where community members have been urged to evacuate because of the rising water levels in the dam and the risk that it poses for flooding.
So we get the general warnings that are going around on social media. The difficult part of these flood warnings is they're not area specific. Our area was not affected at all or minimally.
While some residents are complaining that the warnings from the department are not specific enough, others are saying they have received no warnings, which does not allow them time to prepare or to evacuate. Jabuli Lembata, Eyewitness News.
The city of Tshwane is also warning residents to stay vigilant as severe thunderstorms lash most parts of Gauteng this afternoon and evening.
When outdoors during lightning activity, immediately get out and away from ponds, lakes and other bodies of water. Do not seek shelter under isolated trees or tall objects if there is a thunderstorm. And avoid crossing flooded low-lying roads, bridges and swollen streams. If trapped in a vehicle during a flood, abandon it and climb to higher ground. In buildings, move valuables to a safe place and above the expected flood level.
We are going to take over the world. Then we will fix everything that's wrong with it. I trust that we can all see Umkhonto Wesizwe is growing. Everyone has something to say about the MK party.
Former President Jacob Zuma says he has appealed the bid to remove advocate Billy Downer as prosecutor in his arms deal corruption trial. Zuma approached the Pietermaritzburg High Court once again to get Downer removed, citing bias. This is despite his move in this regard having failed various times. The Pietermaritzburg judge says there are no reasonable prospects to remove Downer, dismissing the application.
When they said to your Lordship, we took advantage of the break that your Lordship gave, and also because the judgment is not too long. It was just to record, please for the record, my Lord, that we have instructions in respect of the matter this morning. We now have instructions, my Lord, to petition the Supreme Court of Appeal in respect of that matter. Just to place it on the record. The Lordship will be served with the necessary papers at the correct time.
With weeks to go before the deadline, Postbank has confirmed that SASSA Gold cards will remain active beyond the end of May. This is a massive relief for millions of grant recipients who feared they'd be locked out of their funds after the 31st of May deadline to migrate to new Postbank Black cards. The bank says gold cards will continue to function at ATMs, retail stores and for swipes, just as they do now, and that grant payments will not be interrupted. Judicial watchdog Judges Matter has described President Cyril Ramaphosa's delay in nominating candidates for the Deputy Chief Justice position as disruptive. The President earlier this month submitted 4 names to the Judicial Service Commission and leaders of political parties in the National Assembly for consideration. The post has not been filled on a permanent basis since the appointment of Mandisa Maya as Chief Justice of the Republic in September last year. The organisation has also expressed shock at the President's nomination of 4 candidates instead of 1, as the Constitution grants him the authority to appoint a Deputy Chief Justice after consultations with the JSC and leaders of parties in the National Assembly.
While we welcome the President's nomination of the Deputy Chief Justice, we are quite surprised as to why it took him 235 days to do so. That means the Deputy Chief Justice, once appointed, will likely start towards the end of the year, meaning that we would have gone a full year without a permanent appointment in the role of Deputy Chief Justice, which is an important role, the second highest in our judiciary.
A Cape Town police officer linked to the theft and robbery of multi-million rands worth of jewellery has had his bail conditions amended. Bradley Minna and his co-accused Jacobus Groenewald, Mtutuzeli Mafanya and Batandwa Soldati appeared at the Wynberg Magistrates Court today. They're all accused of stealing 20 million rands worth of expensive watches and jewellery from a house in Llandudno Bay in September last year. Minna, Mafanya and Soldati are out on 3,000 rand bail each with strict conditions, while Groenewald has remained behind bars. And we're going to leave you with that. We'll see you for more again tomorrow.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.